from it. Is
There's
that
a
what's
gnarly
for?
mushroom called Cordyceps militaris.
Okay, they're called cordyceps in the show. There
and
you
it
go.
literally takes over like a bug's brain system and like makes it and it takes it over, tells it to climb to the highest point in the forest, and then kills it, and then kills it by growing itself, and it wants to get to the highest point so that it can spread its spores further. Like,
wow,
it's freaking wild.
That's crazy.
We don't go any of that.
Nature's wild. Yeah. What's up, guys? Welcome to the Line Check podcast. Today, I'm in the studio with Long Beach Mushrooms with the owners, Justin and Mia. How's it going?
What's up?
I'm excited to have you guys here.
Excited to be here, bro.
Yeah, thank you. I remember when I went to your guys' warehouse, like 21, maybe? Was it 21?
Probably.
The first tour?
Yeah.
That was a long time ago.
21,
wow, that's
dude,
21.
dang,
Wow.
Yeah.
And I was just really amazed with just the amount of mushrooms and how everything looked, from like the trumpets and then the freaking lion's mane. Everything's just like so moist and just like delicious and really good to cook with. And I remember one of the first dishes we made with the lion's mane was we treated it like a steak. And then we made a coffee like reduction sauce, and then I think I made a calamansi butter with it, and that was it. Just a little salt, and it was like so good.
Sick.
That lion's mane, it was bomb.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
It's a while ago, huh?
yeah, lots changed since then.
It's like you, Melissa, and Sasha, yeah? Rolled up?
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
dude. I remember. Yeah, that's cool.
So how have things been so far since that tour? A lot's changed.
A lot has changed. I've learned a lot about business, learned a lot about mushroom farming, learned a lot about community, learned a lot about marriage.
Being a dad.
Being a dad, learned
And
a
a
lot
mom.
about being a dad. Yeah, dude.
Mm-hmm.
So all those things come together and, just wouldn't change anything, man.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, there's a lot of lessons, but a lot of fun has been had, and just like very cool purpose-driven direction and all that stuff.
That's awesome. I just really want to get you on the podcast because when we shot our like little film we made of your second warehouse, and we were just talking a lot about urban farming, and you just wanted to bring that to light and get everyone to understand how it is to farm in an urban setting. And you guys just really just like implanted that in my brain. And I just want the audience to learn about that and what you guys do too.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Justin and I got into it because we got into gardening, and we at the time we were also working in a nonprofit for like connecting people to their food source. And so like with that, we got super connected to like, where does our food come from? And we started learning statistics, like it takes 1,500 miles for your food to get to your plate. And we just started asking like, why? Why isn't food being grown in the city? Why aren't people like growing their own food? And then the pandemic hit, and both of us got sent home from our jobs. And had all this time on our hands. And so we just jumped into gardening and like renovating our yard into usable space. So yeah, it just really got us sparked on like urban farming, gardening, like all of it, really. And also like the spiritual aspect of it,
Mm-hmm.
of knowing where your food is coming from and being thankful for the whole process, the harvesting and processing of it. So it's been a journey. We've learned a lot, like learning more about where our food comes from, but it's like helped us get a deeper understanding of food and share that with our community as well.
That's awesome. I remember you telling me that, what are the local mushrooms that grow here, just like on the side of the freeway or?
Dude,
and
there's a few. There's
what-
like Chicken of the Woods is the one we found a few times going off the side of the like Lakewood Boulevard. Or
yeah,
something like
I
that.
think
Like,
that's what you said.
the
Yeah.
circle.
Mm-hmm.
And then we've There's other ones too, but that's like the main one. I don't know all the names of them. We actually had an employee that used to work with us that was like, she was killer, dude. She'd go out and find all the stuff and show me what it is and like, hey, let's try to cultivate this. And so we have in our library right now, we do have chicken of the woods that was like wild found in Long Beach, and then a reishi that was wild found in Long Beach. It's pretty cool.
What are the like flavor profiles for those, or like how's that one work?
For chicken in the woods?
Yeah.
It's wild. It's like the texture of it is like chicken breast, first of all.
Wow.
And the flavor profile, I would just explain to it it's like a really clean, meaty mushroom flavor. The real kicker though is like there are people that are like can be mildly sick from it. So if you just went out there and ate a bunch of it, you might be one of those people and you'll just have like the shits.
Cute. Okay.
And I actually feel really bad because one time I found some and then I hit up a chef. I was like, oh, do you want some of this? We found it. Like, it's not like I'm not selling to you. Like, it's just, do you want to mess around with it? He goes, oh, I would love to. I cooked with that before and all this. He cooked it and for his team, and he didn't cook it thoroughly. Like, he didn't cook it all the way. He just flashed it, and his whole team got sick.
Whoa,
and I don't know if they still have service or not.
It's like chicken. Like, you got to cook it all the way through.
That's a good point.
Wow, that's crazy. That's why they call it chicken of the woods.
There you go.
And that's why you don't cook. You make sure you cook the chicken all the way through if you find it in the woods.
There you go. There you go.
That's hilarious. Yeah. So let's tell the audience how the process works of growing your mushrooms. I think that's really interesting for them all to know what the process is. Like, where does this come from? I know where it comes from, like on your directions, if I type it in the map where your warehouse is. But
we do. First of all, at Long Beach Mushrooms, we're really stoked because we do everything from beginning to the end. We control the whole process. So we bring in cultures. The first step is to bring in cultures.
What is culture?
Cultures is just like live tissue samples of the mushroom. There's a step before that called spores. We don't work with spores because they take too long. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's a whole nother world. But we bring in live tissue. It's either we either buy it in from other people, other mushroom farmers. We also have a good network, so we trade a lot of the times. So we get them from other mushroom farmers. We can wild forage something, bring it into our lab, take a sample of it, and then clone it that way. We've even done stuff before to mess around with where we go to the supermarket and just clone mushrooms that are in the supermarket just to practice and see what's up. So the first step is getting an active culture of the mushroom. We expand that a few times just so that we make sure it's clean. And then also it's like we can go from a little bit of culture to a lot of culture really easily, just using like sugar water. And then once we have the active liquid culture, we'll take the liquid culture and we'll put it into another media called it's called grain spawn. So it's just grains. We use oats and Milo. We let that colonize. And then from there, once that's fully colonized, we'll take a little bit of that. That's like kind of our mother starter. And we'll put it into what we call bulk substrate. For us, it's oak and non-GMO soy. And then once the mushroom completely eats all of the bulk substrate, the block will look completely white in most instances. And then that's how we know it's ready to fruit. And then we'll take that block, we'll take it into our grow room, open it up and expose it to oxygen. And then oxygen triggers it to start growing. How I like to kind of explain it, it's like mushrooms are, like there'll be a lot of times mushrooms are like growing on the forest floor. And it's like active mycelium just like working around eating stuff, right? And as long as there's a lot of food for it, like the sugar or the oats, there's a lot of food for it, they're not going to want to fruit because there's food here. We don't need to reproduce. That's what the mushroom actually is a reproductive part of the mycelium. And then then we have a lot of food in the liquid culture. We have a lot of food in the oats, and then we introduce it to bulk substrate, which is we lower the nutrients there. And then now it's almost like the mycelium is triggered. It's like, dude, we're going to run out of food soon, so we got to do something. And that's when we bring it to our grow rooms and grow it out.
Wow. How long is the process for the mushrooms to grow to fully like sell?
Our fastest strains are probably like from beginning to end, like 8 weeks, 6 to 8 weeks. And then our longest strains are probably 3 to 4 months.
Wow.
And then there's plenty that take longer than that too.
How many different strains do you guys have?
We got I overdo it. I want to say I have like 18 right now that I'm working with, and then probably like 25 in the library or something like that.
Do they go bad like if it like continues to grow, or like you don't sell it, or you just like recycle it then restart the process over again?
Like for the cultures?
Yeah.
They do go, I mean, they don't go bad, but they get less vigorous, less strong over time. So then we have to reset the cultures. So like every couple months we'll reset the culture. What that means to us is we'll just go back from the beginning stage again and then start to grow it. I don't know how to explain it exactly, but it's like if we have this mushroom in this medium for so long and it's in a liquid culture form for so long and there's plenty of like nutrients, it gets lazy. Like it doesn't want to grow anymore. It's like we got all the food we're happy. We don't need to grow.
Yeah.
So then that's when we'll need to cycle out a culture. And it shows up in the grow room because either like what used to produce a lot of mushrooms starts producing a little, or maybe there's some mutations on it. There's something will tell us that it's time to reset the culture.
Got it.
Yeah.
So it's funny you're talking about spores. Do you watch The Last of Us? Did you guys watch that?
No.
Okay.
Everyone asks us that.
And I've seen pictures. They're scary. I think there's a part of me that doesn't want to watch it.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, yo, like what am I going to turn into?
If anyone's watched The Last of Us, they talk about spores a lot, and it's like from the whatever it's called, the monsters in there, they have spores that come out from them, and it like infects other people. And that's basically what the same thing is like the mushroom. Like if it has the bacteria from it, is
There's
that
a
what
gnarly
spores?
mushroom called Cordyceps militaris.
Okay, they're called cordyceps in the show. There
and
you
it
go.
literally takes over like a bug's brain system and like makes it and then takes it over, tells it to climb to the highest point in the forest, and then kills it, kills it by growing itself, and it wants to get to the highest point so that it can spread its spores further. Like,
wow,
it's freaking wild.
That's crazy.
We don't grow any of those.
Nature's wild. Yeah. Yeah, thank God. Just kidding. Let's get more into what you want for Long Beach mushrooms after this part of what's going on right now. Like, what's your goal? What's your guys' goal for moving forward in the future?
You go first.
I think we definitely want to focus on community building, and education's another big piece that we're wanting to bring in. We actually just launched a mushroom farm school, so just wanting to share like what we've learned with more people, because I think more people are growing their own food, and mushrooms are like a great like thing to add to a garden or a homestead. So I think community and education are like two big places where we want to expand more. So I think we have a great platform to do that. Like, and I think Long Beach is hungry for it, and people are already doing it, which I think is awesome. But I think people in Long Beach are really like open to connection and I don't know, just like very accepting of like diversity, and also connecting to like our roots, and with like gardening and farming and stuff like that, bringing it into the city. So just like expanding that aspect of community a little bit more.
That's awesome. And you guys have the grow kits available too.
Mm-hmm.
And you just sell them at the farmer's market, or people could just pick them up at the warehouse?
Yeah, we sell them at the farmer's market. We do online orders, so we'll ship them out. We can ship them out within the United States. And then, if people order them online, they can come pick it up at the warehouse if that's something that they want to do. Come check out the farm and all that stuff.
Yeah, you want to take a tour of the farm, just hit them up. It's really like crazy just how the process works. You like, we can talk about it, but you have to see it to understand, and maybe you won't understand still. Like, you know what I mean? But it's just crazy. You're like the tents with the humidity levels, and you have all the different varieties of mushrooms in there.
We've upgraded. We don't have tents anymore, dude.
Oh,
you got to come check us out.
It's been a while.
Yeah, but that's our favorite part about growing in Long Beach, like to be able to open our doors and welcome people to come check out where their food is grown. That's like that blows my mind every time when somebody comes in and how hyped they are, and like, this is how it's grown, and it's grown right here. I live right down the street. Like that, to me, that's everything. Like our purpose, our mission is like to grow food where it's eaten, because there's a lot of, like Mia said, a lot of spiritual value that I get that's lost when I consume my food if there's more links in the chain. Like I always talk about Hot Pockets because I love Hot Pockets, but like Hot Pockets are delicious. I don't care what anyone says. They're so freaking good. But every time I eat it, I feel like crap. And there's a lot to it, right? Not just the health side. It's like I'm eating this thing that comes in a box that's plastic wrapped, and it's like there's no spiritual value to it. It's just literally just calories that taste good.
Mm-hmm.
And then when we can welcome people into our warehouse, and we not only like they're getting great mushrooms, like high quality, high standard mushrooms, we get to create a connection with them. They get to have ownership in our farm because it's not our farm. It's for Long Beach.
Mm-hmm.
And like that's what gets me like going crazy. So like we ask, where do we want this to go? It's like whatever it looks like to blow up the mission of, or like to grow the mission of growing food where it's eaten, like that's it.
Mm-hmm.
Like it can look like anything.
That's awesome.
Yeah, man.
And you guys also source the restaurants here locally, and not even just Long Beach, but LA too.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah. We have
And
quite a few.
I always see people cooking with your mushrooms, making something crazy out of it, or not something crazy at all, where it just looks really good. I really love using the lion's mane. That's my favorite, because you can treat it, like I said, you can treat it like a steak, or you can literally like just peel it off, cornstarch it, throw it in the fryer, and then freaking make like a orange chicken glaze with it, and you got freaking mushroom orange chicken.
Heck yeah.
There's so many things you could do with it. It's so good. And then also the oysters are really good too. They're just really meaty, and they're really fresh, and they're peelable so easily. And I also made that like adobo version of it. It's like saute it, throw some glaze in on it.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
We went to your pop-up at, in the back
Ambitious,
of Ambitious,
yeah.
and you're like, this is bomb.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was fire.
Yeah.
So I'm planning to do more pop-ups this summer,
Let's go.
and then use more Long Beach mushrooms. I'm gonna do
Heck yeah.
like I told you, like a papaya salad tartare treated way with the mushrooms, and hit it with some rice powder, some chili, and then put it like on a taro chip.
Let's go.
Ooh.
I don't even know what that looks like.
I know. I
but
don't know what it looks
I'm
like either. I
in
haven't
there.
tried it. I'm just like in my head, I just like think about things. I'm like, okay, this is the ingredient. Which is your mushroom. I'm gonna use this style, and then I'm gonna do it like this, and then I'm gonna just add like acid, spice, onions, other herbs and all that, and then just dress it, and then it'll taste good.
Yeah.
I know it'll taste good.
I mean,
It
this
sounds good.
sounds good. This is probably like one of my favorite parts too. Is like we're the producers, we're the growers, and then we get to know you, and then you're cooking with our mushrooms, and then we get to roll up, and when we eat your food, it's not like we're just eating food. We're like, yo, I know him.
Yeah.
And
It's also like the circle, the continuous circle that's going. And then I go get more mushrooms for the next
you
pop
go.
up, and then I'll cook with it again.
there you go.
Yeah.
And we'll roll up with a couple friends next
Yeah.
time. Like, hey, this is bomb.
Yeah. So do you guys have any more events planned, or because I've seen you do something with Heritage?
Oh yeah. Yeah. Quick shout out to Heritage, because Lauren and Phil were like the first established restaurant that rolled up into our garage. And I remember when they were coming, I was like, I'm so nervous because they're gonna think this is like some rackety rinky-dink operation, and they're gonna look around and they're like, I'm out of here. And
He's
I was
not
like,
Walter White.
dude. And then he rolled up, like they both rolled up, and they were so like they gave us so much energy, man, because they're just like, this is amazing. I was like, whoa, like I can't, like, it's amazing. You think it's cool? And that's like ever since then, yeah. So just quick shout out to them. But events, what do we got?
We don't have anything on the books right now, but I think we definitely want to get more grow kit classes on the calendar. We're thinking about doing like a first Saturday like community meetup kind of a thing at our subscription pickup, just to build out more of that community aspect. So we'll definitely post about that, but I don't think anything's on the books right now. Oh, you know what? We're doing a backyard dinner. I don't know if you caught our fire dinner that we had in our backyard.
I did. That's what I was thinking about. I was like, I know there's an event that you have that I just like can't think about right now. Yes,
we had
I
a
saw
fire
that
dinner.
fire dinner.
So
Tell
like
me
New
about
Year's
that.
Day, I don't know. We just wanted to have something for our friends to celebrate the new year, and actually, it was Justin's Christmas present.
Christmas
I forgot about
Oh.
that. This year we did only handmade gifts or experiences for Christmas presents, and I was trying to figure out what I was going to get this guy, and I was like, oh, I think the best gift would be just getting people together and having him cook. So he rigged up like this dope cowboy kitchen in the backyard.
That was legit.
Dude.
You had the whole fire pit, like the
man.
teepee, like fire smoke, and then like hanging off. It was, would you do pork or was it chicken?
We did chickens, we did pork, we did mushrooms, obviously, we did salmon, and there's like a lot of cool legacy there because actually most of the meat came from her brother's ranch up in Buellton. He does like pasture-raised chickens, pasture-raised turkeys, pigs, cows, lamb. And like we try to be very intentional about our meat. Like our freezer's full of his meat right now.
That's so cool.
So it was like it was just, I don't know, there's a lot, like we cooked a lot of stuff, but it was all like really intentional. It's so fun, man. It's like we talk about connection, right? Like I get to say like, that's my brother-in-law's chicken that we're cooking, you know? I don't know. There's just something to that for me.
That's cool. You're a chef. You cooked.
I mean,
he's an amazing chef. Oh my gosh. I think there's going to be something there one day.
Yeah.
So we'll see. We'll see about that.
Oh yeah, that looks super cool. I've always wanted to cook like in a setting like that. I mean, I've done it before, but to do it here locally would be super cool.
Come on, bro. Backyard. Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's go.
You're welcome. You're definitely welcome. For this first one, we have a chef that we've already we're collaborating with. It's going to be March 16th. It's just going to be like a very intimate dinner. I think we're going to do a whole goat. No, we're doing a whole goat. Yeah. With our mushrooms, of course. But it's going to be a fire dinner and showcasing our mushrooms and just connecting around food and community.
Yeah, man.
But yeah, we just want to try it out and see how it goes and potentially have like more of these dinners to connect our community.
I'm highly interested.
So have you heard of Ikigai?
No.
Okay. It's a Japanese concept where it's like a Venn diagram, but there's like 4 or 5 different bubbles and it all comes together. And in the middle is your Ikigai. And it's kind of like your life's purpose. So some of the bubbles are like, what do you love? What can you make money doing? What does the world need? So just all these different things that come together. And in the middle, you find your life's purpose. And I had done this exercise like 5 years ago. And what I found in the middle was healing dinners. And I think this is like finally like unfolding for me. I've been having a hard time figuring out where the healing aspect comes in. But I think just connecting us to like our food source is so healing. And just knowing where every piece of our meal is coming from. And then, of course, like actually sitting down at like a family dinner table and having a conversation with people and connecting. I think all of that can be very healing. So there's that aspect of it, too, that's going to be embedded into the dinner.
That's awesome. I mean, breaking bread is our biggest pastime. We've been doing it ever since we learned how to cook and sharing food. And what a better way to do it than with your guys' mushrooms, you know? So I think what you guys are doing is really cool. Really love your mushrooms. Big supporter. I always tell everyone, go to Long Beach Mushrooms at the farmers markets, you know, go visit them, go see what it's about. So yeah, thank you.
Thanks,
Definitely appreciate that.
It was really good to have you guys on the podcast today. And we'll catch you later.
Oh yeah, thanks for having us.
Go say what's up to them. Don't miss out.
What up?
And if you don't know how to cook with mushrooms, like it's so easy. Just do it. Just if you get the chicken one, just make sure you cook it all the way through. That was it. And that's your line check for today. See you guys later. Bye.